Good morning, good morning. Is it good morning? Yes, it is still good morning here in Melbourne. How are we all going? I know it's been a while since we've rocked out a live stream because we've been so busy, and I'm going to share this to a few of our supporters in our groups, which is our team is absolutely exploding around the globe at the moment, and I'm really excited about that. And welcoming all the new people that have been jumping on board, been getting on board of our, a lot of our different programs, our mastermind, our true authentic reality, our coaching, and more importantly, just wanting to become a better version of themselves as well. So I'm really happy about that. And just give me 2 seconds, guys. My screen is far away and my arms are getting shorter. So everyone messages me throughout the night because there's all different people from around the world. Sometimes it's morning, it's afternoon, and we'll make sure that we are getting most of the people that want to be a part of this live stream. There we go. Let's see. So just once I get off this screen, just say, how are you going? Where are you from? What country? Ask some questions so that we can get into it straight away. Geez, how many groups there are. So many of you guys want to be a part of what we're doing, which is fantastic. All right, let's do it. Okay, so good. It is good. It's still good morning, isn't it? I'm thinking it's late. Who else do we have here? Alicia. Hey, Georgia, Alicia, and Bella Strawberry. What a name that is. That is a strawberry. I was going to say strawberry, but that's, I like strawberry. So welcome. I'm going to turn this down a little bit, and this is something that a lot of people have been asking me about. They want to change their lives. They want something different. They want a better relationship now, since the isolation slowly starting to loosens its grip. Hey, Sean, great. Oh, Shane, sorry, man. How are you, brother? I need my glasses, and it's great to have you on again. And a lot of people are saying, Lee, I want something new, because there's been a lot of uncertainty, would you guys say? I'm just going to turn that completely down. 2 seconds. All right, we've got it. Got music coming from speakers all over the place. And a lot of people are saying to me, are things going to be okay? There's a lot of people that are still going through a lot. I know that mental health has been there's been a lot of resistance there, relationship breakdowns. There's been abuse because people are on top of each other. Some people have put on weight, but there's been a lot of people that have also discovered a lot about themselves. They've had that time to work on themselves and change things up, and which is fantastic, yeah? But the thing that I want to talk about as well, because there's a lot of people that are showing up on social media, and a lot of people have stories. A lot of people have, come from somewhere, which is fantastic. But what's happening, and what I'm seeing with these people that are just, I'm not going to label anything, but people have come into the industry. So new coaches, new leaders, and they might have done a 2-week life coaching course or something, and they become an expert. The thing about that, being positive is okay, but it's a lot more than just being positive. What you need to understand is who you were yesterday isn't going to support who you want to be today if you want to be growing. And who you are today is not going to support who you want to be tomorrow if you want to be growing. Because one of the things I've really seen at the moment, and it's an epidemic, and it's not the COVID, it is ultimate human potential. People are self-sabotaging or don't even know, and that's why they're going in circles. That's why mental health is such an epidemic, because we always want to know that we're growing. We are conscious beings. We want to know that we're creating something, and if we're not growing, we're dying. So the thing is, why sometimes you say, I have a good day and I have a bad day, it isn't because you're not filling yourself up or feel like you're growing in that perspective. Going to work from Monday to Friday, and someone telling you, oh, that's how much you're worth, and you're worth $40 an hour, and at the end of whatever, that's not growth. All that is doing is paying the bills, and for your psychology, for your ego, for your being, that's limiting you, and subconsciously you're not feeling worthy. Okay, Then even in a relationship, if you've got the relationships that might be a little bit rocky, or, you know, you haven't been able to see your friends because you've been in ISA, and, you know, you haven't been able to move, because one of the things that you always need to understand, and one of the medicines that for our bodies is movement, to move, to dance, to exercise. So all of these submelodies are coming about. Well, just better move that because I'm going to end up knocking it over. So what I'm getting at, we need to change and break the pattern of being yourself, yeah? So the thing of what we do, you would have heard the Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about, to change your personal reality, to change what's happening around here, you need to be able to change your personality, the way you think, the way you act, and the way you feel, okay? Hey, Kate, how are you? All the way from Boston. How are you, sister, and everyone else that's on here? 2 seconds, guys. Sorry, I got my dad calling me. He probably will call me again, but he should know that I'm doing a live stream. So the thing that you need to be mindful about is what you're constantly thinking about. Yeah. So if you're constantly thinking about a lack of, if you're constantly thinking about, oh, you know, the ex said this, or this person said that, or I got that message, or whatever might be happening, you are bringing that into your reality. So firstly, the number one step of being mindful and aware of breaking the pattern of being you is being aware of what you're constantly thinking about. Because if you had a fight with someone, or if things aren't going great with your partner, or a friend said something, or you could be constantly thinking about the lack of, and I don't have a job, or now I need to find a job, the COVID's over, or I've put on weight, or whatever it might be, good or bad, that's what you're going to bring into your reality, because that's the first part of changing and breaking the pattern of being yourself, and the first part of being able to reprogram yourself, which is your personality, okay? You can only change your personal reality when you change your personality. So the first thing that I really want you to be mindful about is taking time to actually just be aware of what thoughts are going in your mind, yeah? And how are you going to protect yourself is your environment. You know, I live by myself, and, you know, I'm the one that's going to be starting and ending my conversations, and I'm very, very mindful of who I let in my environment. Like, I had a friend of mine who's going back to Sydney. You know, we had great conversation. You know, she's a finance manager, and it was fantastic. We weren't sitting there and bitching about this or that person and whatever, and, oh, you know, life's hard. It was all about success. It was all about, just kicking ass. It was all about, just getting things done, and the empowerment. It was like, wow. You know, so be very mindful of who you let in your environment, because of obviously their thinking, okay? The second one is a bit tricky, and a few people get this wrong, and, you know, they do things, and then they go, oh, I'm sorry, and, sorry doesn't, I always say, the word sorry shouldn't exist, yeah? Because when people are sorry, they're not really sorry, because if you weren't sorry, you wouldn't do it in the first place. So, it comes to a point where I always say, if I punch you in the nose and break your nose and then go, oh, sorry, your nose is broken and, you're in a lot of pain, that doesn't make it better. Even a little thing of you saying something that hurts someone's feelings, sorry is not okay. So the second part of breaking the pattern of being yourself and changing your personal reality and your personality is the way you act, okay? The way you think, act, and feel. So when we talk about the way we act, are we reacting to our environment? Yeah, because if you aren't constantly getting up in the morning and meditating, or putting good music on, or setting the environment, letting some light in, putting some smells on, getting yourself into a higher sense. So all these things I just said is sense, is smell, which is is the most powerful sense, is see, feel, heal. And if you aren't setting your environment to awaken you as a human, awaken your senses, then your environment is going to condition you, yeah? So a lot of people, they just give me 2 seconds, guys. I'm gonna have my tea before it goes. I've got my lemon and ginger tea, and I'll put a green tea in there as well. It's beautiful in the morning. So in the morning, before I even get out of bed, I'm aware of, I wake up and I don't have my phone in my bedroom. I have it over here where it's charging. And what I'll do is I will be aware of how I want to feel, and I'll put meditation music on, And one of the things that I do, which has been fantastic, it's called an empty out, which just sounds a bit weird, but I'm removing old energy, because what happens is we keep old programming, old thoughts, old feelings, old beliefs, old behaviors, and then we want to grow. The problem is we need to remove the old to allow the new to come in, yeah? You need to remove the old energy to allow new energy. You need to remove the old you to allow new you, yeah? And that's one of the biggest things a lot of these rookie coaches and let's just say people that aren't really aware that they're educating people in the wrong way. And look, this was me many years ago because I didn't know myself, but I have my own coaches team, spiritual leaders and so on. I'm constantly growing. Is you need to remove the old to allow the new. So what I would do, I would consciously focus on P, which is programming. And the programming of what I'm doing is, and I'm not thinking about, okay, because what you think about, you become. And if you focus on the pole, you hit the pole. So I just set a subconscious command of releasing the old programming that doesn't serve me. Anything heavy, anything negative, anything in the past, anything that doesn't serve me. Yeah, and I just set that to the universe, or some people can call it praying. I'm not religious, but I'm just removing the old. Okay, P is the programming. Then T, which is thoughts. What I'm doing is removing any thoughts, conscious. So conscious, what we're conscious about, and subconscious, what is subconsciously, in our subconscious or in our energy. And I want to remove that. Okay, so I just release that. Anything heavy, anything that doesn't serve me, and so on. Then the feelings, which is the important one. And I'm not thinking about, what are the feelings? Because you're thinking about it, you're creating it. I'm just removing any of the feelings, conscious and unconscious, that I want to remove to allow myself to start, reprogramming a new pattern of myself. Then an important one, which I always do as well, from your feelings. Hey, Matty Gray, how are you, bro? Great to have you on. We have to do that live stream soon, bro. And everybody get excited, because when we can start traveling, me and Matty are going to be running our retreats back in Bali. So get over there. It's going to be life changing. Post ISA life. Anyway, that's for another live stream. So once you remove the feelings, then what you're going to be removing is the belief system, and this is the game changer right here, because there's beliefs make you or break you, yeah? And I'm not focusing on remembering, okay, what beliefs are serving me and what beliefs aren't serving me. I'm just sitting there before I get up in the morning, before I touch my phone, before I even get out of bed. I will release beliefs consciously and subconsciously for me to be able to have new beliefs in. Then there's behaviors, and then there's actions, yeah? So I'm setting my intention, not really focusing on what it needs to be specifically. I'm putting the intention in consciousness and awareness of removing the old and allowing the new to come in, yeah? And you don't always need to be, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing, and this is what the energy I'm removing, and this is what because that puts too much hold on it, too much grip. It's force, it's not flow. Because one of the things in life where people don't really understand, they like the word flow and they like the word, consciousness and awareness, is people aren't conscious and they aren't awareness, they're distracted. And they're definitely not living in flow, because by the time you get it, what do people do? If this is your phone, what do? Constantly like that, and they have their phone every day, and they've got their phone there, and then a notification comes up, and and my phone's obviously here, my computer's there, and they're distracted. So I always start the day of thinking, and then how you act, and then how you feel is removing the old to allow the new. And I will remove the old energy and I'll allow new energy to be new healing energy. Yeah. Some people say light, but do you really believe what the light is? If I've got any sickness or illness, or I feel like I'm a bit sore, I will shift my consciousness and my awareness to focus on that point of my body. Releasing any illness, releasing any stale energy, releasing any subconscious past connections. Could be, from any trauma. Could be a relationship, past relationship, and so on. And when I get up in the morning, before I get out of the bed to start focusing and getting my day and becoming reactive to the day, I'm feeling light. I'm feeling refreshed. My mind's already started to go, okay, great. It's like, a car, or you can press certain things, and it's almost like you're doing a clean out. It's like a filter, yeah? And then so we're focusing on what we think about. Then we're focusing on obviously what we, how we act. And then, the think, act, and feel. So when we're constantly worrying, and this time we're worrying about a lot of things in the COVID, because Some people don't have a job. Some people don't know if they're going to have enough money. They're worrying about, are they going to get sick? Is it going to, when are the gyms opening? When we go back, is it going to just, boil over again? Because people are saying, like, if we all go back together again, then, are we going to have a cluster and the shit's going to hit? There's uncertainty. So what you really need to, if you're wanting to change the pattern of being yourself, you need to be mindful about what can you control now. Yeah? We don't know what we can control. You can control your safety. You can control your thoughts. You can't control what your ex said, yesterday, or someone said, or you got a bad message, or you watch the news, or whatever it is. And people play these programs over and over again. And that's why you want to stand guard at the doors of your mind and be very, very mindful about, where your focus is going, what you're saying, where you're putting your energy, so on and so forth. Because if you're wanting to change the pattern of being yourself, you need to be very conscious and mindful of where your energy is going, what you're focusing on throughout your day. Yeah. And the thing is, we will only shift our energy and our thoughts when shit hits the fan and something goes wrong and we're waiting for, we get feedback, or we need to change our health because the doctor says, this came up in a blood test, or you want to be a better person because your ex said that, or your wife said that, or your husband says that. And because you have to understand, the feedback that you're getting is because of energy, of how you are. But the thing that you need to understand to give yourself a little bit more flow and a little bit more room to improvement in other people is this, that people aren't their behaviors. Yeah. People are acting in certain ways. You're acting in certain ways because of you're moving towards something or moving away from something, and there's some pain. There's things that you haven't worked on, or there's things that certain habits that you've created, how you think, how you feel, how you act, your personality. The only way you can change your life is the way your personal reality is changing your personality and breaking the pattern of being you. Yeah. Because the thing is, some people go, look, I'm not who I am yet, or I'm not, I don't know where I go. I don't know my purpose. I don't know what I want in my life. I don't, there's a lot of don'ts I'm not sure of. The thing is, who you are now and where you want to be, the path's always going to change. But it's putting out an understanding, and you don't need to get it every day, but it's constantly bettering yourself, focusing and bettering yesterday, because who you are today, if you want to grow tomorrow, is not going to suit it, and you need to be conscious and aware of that. The things that I look at is, firstly, in the morning, let's go over it again. I remove the old energy. I remove the old programming. I remove the old thoughts, the old feelings, the old behaviors, the old beliefs, the old actions. And it's not constantly thinking, if I know I've done some things that haven't served me at all, then what I would be very mindful about, I will focus on them, but then just put a subconscious things that I'm not even remembering, I'm just wanting to release, unconsciously, all right? Then I'm focusing on, how am I thinking? Am I thinking about this? Am I angry? Am I sad? Am I happy? And constantly focusing on what I'm thinking about. So obviously, if I'm doing live streams, I'm teaching something positive, something informative, what you teach, you master. Will that improve my day? Will that improve me? Will that sharpen up my craft? Of course it will. Then what we're thinking about, and then how we're acting, is how am I acting? Am I reacting? What am I around? All these other things are coming about, and so on. So, you really want to know if you've got negative energy, like, with what I do, sometimes I have no choice, because my clients are going through stuff. People that need my help are going through things, and it's not always positive. It's not rainbows and roses, but being there, not to take it on, but give them the solution, not to say, oh yeah, he's a bitch, he's a bastard, blah, blah, blah. No, I'm being there to give them the solution, okay? It's even my own thing in my own life. If some people are saying certain things and other things are happening here and there, it's not me to sit there and go, bitch, bitch, bitch. It's about, okay, what's the solution? So again, how you're acting from that. Mr. Dave to the max, how are you, bro? And then obviously how you feel. How you feel is everything. One of the biggest, I really believe, one of the biggest misconceptions in human advancement is that we are forgetting and we aren't focusing on how we feel and being mindful about it. We smother our feelings because, oh, I feel like that, but hold on. If you keep feeling like that, it's going to program, it's going to settle in. And the thing what's happening right now, you have to remember there are so many things that are happening around us at the moment that is conditioning us to feel a certain way and we're not even aware. Even the way you get up, how your house smells, the light, If you've got the radio on, your TV, your phone, people, energy. There's so many visual things. Even by the time, even when you're getting up in the morning, if you had a good sleep, if it's light, if it's dark, if it's cool, if it's hot, all these things are altering you altering your senses. The way, how does the house smell? Are you smelling coffee? Are you smelling this? There's so many different things that you really want to be mindful about and set your environment and set yourself up for success, because all of these senses, what you feel, what you smell, what you see, all of that, visual, auditory, kinesthetic. So visual is what you see, auditory is what you hear, kinesthetic is what you feel, gustatory is what you smell, even what you taste. All of these things that are happening are either going to stimulate you into a greater person, and that's going to, really get your day going, or it's going to self-sabotage. So, a lot of people don't know about this, and they think, I'll just get up and, I'll have a few drinks, get up with a hangover. Even getting up, most people get up in the morning, and if you've got a blood test, or, I've got this, it's like a prick, and you can see it talks about the pH levels, or it talks about the hydration in your blood or the hydration in your body. And most of us, 90% of people, wake up dehydrated. Then you have coffee and you're more dehydrated. That's why you want to be getting up in the morning, get some filtered water, 600 mils or a liter, put 3 of the electrolytes, scoops or the little tablets in there, bang, drink that before anything, or, because you can have lemon in that, but you want to make sure, and that's why people, they're feeling tired, sluggish, even their brain's not working, it's because you're dehydrated. Your body's been dehydrated from the morning, especially if you've had a few drinks. I like to have a couple of wines before I go to bed, really chills me out, and then, so on. So the thing that you really got, what you want to be looking at after that, is if we're looking at changing the pattern or breaking the pattern of being ourselves, is that we want to know who do we want to be. If we look at it, if we want to break down all our life areas, if I go, okay, at the moment I'm wanting to get my health better, I'm wanting to get my body into best shape, I want to have more, I want to look better aesthetically, I want to have more vitality, energy, I want to be in better shape. So then it's changing not just what I'm doing, it's changing the programming, thoughts, feelings, beliefs, behaviors, and so on. So I'm taking that understanding and putting myself into that identity straight away. The identity of being an athlete, of taking, exercising more, eating better, but not just keep it. I know exactly what exercises. I know what I'm going to be eating. Like I was doing a juice, and I'm about to do that again today, a juice fast. And why am I doing that? The exercise that I'm taking. So I'm not just taking action, I'm changing the whole identity. I'm breaking the old patterns of being me to be the new lead, to have that new success, if you guys are understanding that. And that's very important. So I've got the light reflecting here. If you got that, I'll fix that in a moment because I've got the sun coming in. So that's very, very important for you, not just to take the action, because if you're taking action, if you go backwards, behaviors is beliefs, beliefs the feelings is thoughts, the thoughts is the programming. You're still taking action, and all of that subdomality is still the old you, because it starts with the programming, the thoughts, the feelings, the beliefs, the behaviors, then the action. Most people are just taking action. And action and behaviors is the outside world. The inside world is beliefs, feelings, thoughts, programming, okay? So this is a big thing that a lot of people get wrong, because they're wanting to change their lives, but they're still taking action. But their internal programming system, their structure of reality, the way they see the world, the inner world is nowhere where it needs to be. Okay, so you need to be very mindful about this, because otherwise, as some people say, you're pushing shit uphill and you're taking a lot of action, and it isn't giving you the results that you're desiring, because you've got, like I said, you're taking action, your behaviors aren't going to be, doing. I'll just might move there because I've got the light on. I'll fix this up in a moment. Just give me 2 seconds, guys. I'll put this down a little bit more. All right, there we go. Is that going to fix it? Yeah. Because I've got the light reflecting off the building. And a lot of people get this wrong, because they're wanting to change, but they're taking a lot of action, and taking some action is going to give you some result. But it's like driving the car with a handbrake. It's like driving and you don't really know, instead of putting the coordinates in, the car's got a tune up, you've got the handbrake on, and you know exactly where you're going. The car's full of fuel. It's the wheels are aligned. It's it's almost like a brand new machine. Boom, and you're going to get there. And that's exactly like us when obviously we're putting the programming, thoughts, feelings, beliefs, behaviors, and then taking action. Okay. So the other thing as well. People go, but how do I know I'm going to get the result? It's being around people and modeling the programming, their programming, their thoughts, their feelings, their beliefs, their actions, and so on. And that is so important, because the thing is that you need to understand, how are you going to get to the path to least resistance? Be around people that have got it, like my coaches and the people that I've got, I've just started getting back into my kickboxing. So my kickboxing coach, it's not just taking the action and learning how to throw punches and kicks and whatever. He understands about neurolinguistics programming, about how you learn. It's visual. I'm very visual. And what we're doing as well, I love the values and the beliefs that he teaches as well around that. So it's not just, okay, stand like this, put your hand, throw that kick, boom, and do all the technique. It's understanding of doing the internal programming. So we visualize it, we program it, yeah. And this is what I do with my clients. We visualize it. The thoughts. What are the thoughts? Because you can do it, but your thoughts could be aggressive. They could be self-sabotaging. How are you feeling? You need to be feeling flow. You need to be feeling confident in power. But you could be feeling aggressive or so on. So you could still be doing all of that, but it's not serving you, or who's teaching you could be in the wrong way. So one of the things that I teach all my clients, and some clients, I'll be honest with you, don't accept it because they're relating it to past. I am brutally honest with my clients about, if they're being that way, I will say that. They can either take the lesson or they can go, or they take offense. Take the lesson, learn, or take offense to it. And I tell you what, not many people hang around, because most people don't want to know that they're doing something wrong, or they don't want to learn and accept it. They become defensive. And because I'm going to give you the truth, so then it's up to you, because you're an adult. Most of my clients are adults. A lot of them are older than me. Some are younger. But I'm going to tell you the truth, which then it's up to you to break the pattern of being the old you, so then you can grow. Yeah? And that's for our coaching sessions. That's almost on a daily basis. So then you can break the pattern that is not serving you, not waiting till shit hits the fan and, you have a breakdown and you have a migraine, or your partner wants to leave you, or, you're losing your job and all these things. We don't want to wait to crisis. We want to be able to give it the truth for you to break through that, and then, see the lesson, don't take it offensive, and move forward, because that lesson of breaking the pattern of being you, and that's exactly how I always coach, is going to give you the results. It's going to give you the breakthrough today, yeah, and then tomorrow. You constantly have I had a breakthrough. That doesn't mean you have one breakthrough. You're going to have breakthroughs every day, because it's breaking the pattern of being the old you. Because in a day, in a minute, in a couple seconds, you can learn, you can think about something, you can learn a belief system that doesn't serve you. The way you think can fuck up your whole life. What you can say, the way you act, the way you be, all of these things in a minute can really, really self-sabotage your life. You know that, yeah? Something can pop up from the past, or you can, have a resemblance of this, or, so it's always constantly breaking the pattern of being you. I'm not saying that it's all bad. The pattern of being you, great. But we're looking at, breaking the pattern of being you, constantly moving forward, because that's what's going to self-sabotage. What's working, keep doing it, yeah? So the thing is, even I'm not really business orientated, but obviously, you can't do everything for free. You need to put some food on the table. So I was looking for like a business coach, mentor, someone that understands, how, because, anyone can read a book. I've got business books, I've got coaching books and this and that, but it's like, no, hold on a minute. It's not just taking in information or watching a YouTube or live stream. It's about what you're going to do with that information. It's about, okay, every day, you don't need to be moving mountains. You don't need to lose 10 kilos. You don't need to, marry 10 women or men or whatever. You don't need to start 5 businesses. You don't need to make $1 million in a day. It's 2% of being mindful of getting up and understanding of how you're thinking, how you feel, how you act, And I always focus on removing the old energy, allowing the new energy to come in. But more importantly, it's about setting benchmarks and goals and desires. But this is the key. I have the people around me that have the results that I want. So I know, because, yes, we can take action. Like, I can go to the gym, but will I get results, or if I be around someone that has the results, will I get results faster? I'll get that. If I can kickbox, but if I'm around someone that's an expert that's going to show me, am I going to get the results faster? Yes. It's the same. I always say, someone said to me, why do people have coaches? I'm like, why do you have a mouth? Because you shouldn't open it. And they were like, what? Because every successful person has a coach, mentor, leader. It's like, I can play basketball, which I did, but if Michael Jordan showed me how to play basketball, would I be better? Or, it's around in the environment. So it's the same thing in a relationship. If you want to feel love, if you want to be in a great relationship, if you want to be appreciated, if you want to love somebody or whatever you want in a relationship, it's the sex, it's the connection, it's growing together, it's being a team, it's starting a family. Whatever you want to experience, people forget about why the fuck you're in the relationship, why you got married. Oh, I'm just married because I was lonely and because this person says that and then we did this. You forget about the whole reason why you're together. Yeah, it's to bring the value into your life. It's to better your life. It's to open it. It's to find that you can't, be that type of person and expect that person to blossom and you to experience what you want. It's the same as, one of the biggest gambles. It's not a gamble. One of the biggest values that I have. And I'll be honest with you, friends don't like it, clients don't like it, is being brutally honest with people with what they want, because I prefer to kiss you or slap you with the truth than kiss you with a lie. And then they go, oh, but how do you know it's, I'm like, hold on, I've been doing this for 12 years. I've got coaches, I've got this, I've got a team behind me. We're on your side, and then people still want to be destructive. They don't want to listen. They want to, oh, I don't like that. And that, they pick up on these words. And I'm thinking, if you're like that with me, how the fuck are you like that with a partner that you want to attract, or with your partner, or with, with your children? It's like, it's so destructive that people, if you know what happens, that the people that are giving the constructive feedback, that they care about you. It's like, the whole thing about, my parents, they were hard on me when I was younger, and they still are, because it's the discipline of not being a little shit. Well, I still was a big shit. But they were being disciplined of saying, hey, look, don't do this, don't do that. And that's exactly what you see today. And people get too caught up in, oh, my feelings and my emotions. But guess what? A month down the road, I said street because I'm looking down there. A month down the road, you forgot about those feelings. You forgot about how those emotions will hurt. You forgot about that. But guess what you've got? The results that you don't have, because you've gotten too caught up with this personal thing that doesn't even mean anything now. A month down there, you forgot about how those emotions and the ego and the bitching and this and being that old you. But guess what you've got? A month down the track, you've got the old you still. And you're even further down because you've wasted time, you've wasted money, things have changed. And then what have you got? You've got the results that you don't have. It's the results that you don't have. Do you get it? So instead of being there, getting uncomfortable, doing the work, breaking the pattern of being you, because being a conscious creator, focusing on, okay, how am I thinking? Because what happens is we're doing the same thing and then we're waiting and we become unconscious. We're too distracted. We're distracted with finding significance on social media, or we're finding something like some people get addicted to toxic arguments, or, messaging their girlfriend and they're this, or, getting on alcohol, drugs, and it's just this quick fix. And before they know, because when you sober up, when you're off the drugs, when you're not looking for the significance, when you're not distracted, you come back and go, fuck, my life. Look at it. It's not in the same spot. It's actually, I've wasted time. I've hurt this person. I've damaged my body. I've spent this money and I'm going in circles and I'm nowhere near where I want to be. It's not that I haven't grown. I've actually gone even further down. And you realize and going, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Because what you're doing is you're learning more self-sabotaging beliefs. You're learning how to procrastinate more. You're learning, the patterns of taking you so far away, and it's toxic environment, and it's toxic, thoughts, it's toxic habits. And you're like, what's going on in my life? I'm having a breakdown. I need to see a psychologist. I'll have an antidepressant to numb me. And I'll be honest with you guys. On my 40th birthday, which was May the 4th, and what's the date today? It's almost at the end of May. I really pictured my life to be a lot different. 40 years old, married, 2 children, everything set up, boom, ready to go. And my life hasn't been like that. I've been engaged 3 times, and the last one, the first 2 times I walked away from the relationships because they weren't supporting. They weren't, they weren't. I didn't want that anymore. The first one, young, destructive, couldn't see them. In the second one, she completely lost herself for the whole thing about social media, and it was all just smoke and mirrors and that. And the third one, she walked away because of getting influenced and just really losing her way, being influenced by what, like, a lot of pain come from the past. So my life is like, wow. You start going, well, am I a bad person? What have I done wrong? Fuck this. Why do I want to be here anymore? What's the point of keep going on? And you start to create all these patterns. You start to, you need to put an answer to it. Oh, it's because I was this and it was all that. It was a waste of time. Not a waste of time in the relationship, but you're sitting there and going, oh, my life's supposed to be like that. But guess what, guys? You can't go back and change anything. What you can only do now is be in the present moment right now. Be in the present moment right. That's what you've got control over. Like, I can't, even what I said then, I can't take that back. What I have control over is now, the next moment, and so on. And I can't predict the future because that's not there yet. But it's about being aware. And what I said to you, getting up in the morning, removing the old, bringing in the new, allowing yourself to focus on the programming, the thoughts, the feelings, the beliefs, taking the behaviors and the action, because people want to keep taking action, but you've got your behaviors aren't supporting the action that you want to be getting. Your beliefs aren't supporting the action for you to be able to do that. Your feelings aren't going to support the action that you want to get the result. Your thoughts aren't going to support the action that you're taking to get the result. And definitely your programming is not going to support the action that you keep taking to get results, because you're taking action, but it's unaligned action. And then what happens is when you take action and you don't get the result and you waste time and it doesn't make you feel right and you've put money into that, the programming, you start to desensitize that, and then more self-sabotaging programming, more self-sabotaging thoughts, more self-sabotaging, can't talk, feelings, more self-sabotaging beliefs, and that's the bad one. Then on the outside world, more self-sabotaging behaviors, and then the action that you're taking is nowhere where it needs to be to get the result. That is human evolution, that is human action, that is results there. If you want to change your lives, you master that. P for programming, T for thoughts, F for feelings, B for beliefs, B for behaviors, and then A for actions. It is all that. Never stop these videos. They make a difference to people's lives every day. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you. And hey, Rach, great to have you on as well. Any questions, guys, while I have my tea? You guys have got me all hot and sweaty. It's me. No one gets you anything. I was pumped today. So how are you guys going with that? I can see people. I love it. They're looking at they're watching the live streams. Look, if you guys want, with these live streams, we have more advanced in private groups every Tuesday and Thursday nights. And that's a live, I do it every Monday, Wednesday for some other private groups. Obviously it's a paid group. So you get group coaching sessions. So the live streams, which you guys will be, getting a taste of now, and it's a variety of a lot of other coaching sessions as well. It's $100 a month. So it's, you're getting per month, you're getting 8 live coaching sessions. So I give you guys a bit of a taste test. But if you want to be a part of it, Steffi, let me know about it. And it's very customized. So Tuesdays and Thursdays is the Australian and New Zealand group, which is going to be fantastic. And it's very customized to the people that are on there to be a part of it, because this is just broad teaching from a lot of people that will ask me certain things. But if we've got, and then obviously, there's the coaching, there's the retreats. It really depends how much you want. If you want to know more about it, if you really want to take your growth to the next level, let me about it. And there's Rachel, she's been a part of it. Dave's been part of the coaching, and he's been at the retreats as well. So, we can rock that out. So the biggest thing that I see is people remain the same, but they're taking action and they're not changing. Do you know what I mean? I want to change my life, and I want a better relationship, and I want to attract the love in my life. And what happens is that where are you? I'm in Melbourne, Australia. So that's why we have people when we do these live streams and the online coaching. There's people all around the world in 11 different countries. Even Kate that's on here as well. She's from Boston, and then all the other guys. Rachel's in Melbourne, Dave's in Adelaide. We've got people all around the world. So if you want to know more about the online coaching, that's not for now. The Tana one-on-one coaching. Yeah, so look, just send me an inbox, guys. I'm happy to chat with you about it later today. And thanks, Rachel and Dave and everyone for showing your appreciation. So breaking the pattern of being you. Yeah, I'm not saying, some people will send me a message, but what about the good part of me? I'm not all bad. I didn't say you're bad at all. It's about, if you're wanting to grow, then who you are today is not going to support who you want to be tomorrow. Yeah. And who you are today or who you were yesterday. And if you want to change today, you're not going to be who you were yesterday, and you need to become a better version of yourself. And this is the key. People get too caught up. They think they need to change so much, and they need to, don't get me wrong, that you want to spend the majority of your day not being distracted, of working on yourself, exercising, doing the things I told you, releasing the old emotion, focusing on your programming. Yeah. People go, with my coaches, if I want to learn something new, a new meditation, or if I want to learn a new kickboxing, combination or exercise or whatever it might be, something new about whatever, it's the programming, it's the rehearsal, it's the daily, people call it meditation. It's becoming familiar with the life, which if I'm focusing on that, automatically my thoughts are going to be aligned. I'm going to feel the way that I need to feel to keep moving forward. My belief system is going to grow, so I'm going to take more action. My behavior is going to be aligned, and then the action that I'm taking, because I've been reprogramming myself, is going to be so aligned from who I want it to be. And I do this every day, and I'm going to be moving closer to where I want to go. Where most people fail is they want to have that, they want to see the mountain now. They want to have that change automatically, and it's going to take time. It's following the process. So my coaches say to me, they give me something to do and they give me instructions, and I follow it and become it to the T. But you know what happens with people? I give you this and it's a rectangle and you make it into a circle. It's because what happens with people that struggle most of their lives is that they've had resistance of certain things that they have to keep their guard up. Yeah, they have to be defensive about certain things. And this was me a long time ago. And it's like, well, my coaches know. It's like Michael Jordan says, Lee, get the ball, hold it here, follow through, and then you shoot it like that. The problem with that is some people go, I want to get the ball and I want to throw it like that because, it's worked for me once or twice. The problem with that is that comes from ego, that comes from the defensiveness, because you've got some results somewhere in your life and it doesn't work, and you're staying the old you. You're thinking because you're getting a change, or no, I can do it and I'm going to stand on my feet and I'm a strong man and I'm a strong woman, but you're actually self-sabotaging your growth. You're self-sabotaging your future because someone has been there, done it, can see what you can't see, is allowing you to give you the truth to stand in your power, to break the pattern of being you. And you see this, and I see people that are doing it, and it's so frustrating and so, it's a waste of life because, like I say, my coaches tell me every day, there's things that I don't like to hear, but I'll be honest with you, I know where they're coming from. They're coming from a place of going, and sometimes I go, how can you say that? But they know. They're coming from a place of expertise. They're coming from a place of, understanding. What's that saying? I need a coffee mug with a saying, please, because I brought a coffee machine. Oh, okay. That's what saying do you want? Steffi, doing the tire changed my life. Oh, beautiful. All right, cool. You guys can talk about that. I'll keep teaching. And it's when you take the lesson instead of being defensive, that's when it starts to reprogram the pattern of being the old you. Because the reason why, if you look at your life and you're feeling like, if you're still feeling like this, or if you've got anxiety, or if you're, you feel stressed or feel overwhelmed, why? Because you're still in the pattern of something's not right. Because you have to look at, okay, why am I feeling this way? That's, a couple of weeks ago, I was still thinking about the same thing of, these things that were happening in my life. And I'm like, you know why these things are still happening? Because I'm still stuck in being that old me. How can I break the pattern? I don't need to completely change my life, but every day I was using the tools, yeah? And that's what I teach my clients. And it's just like, guys, why are you taking these shortcuts? Find the time. Everyone's got lives. Yeah, I've got, I know you guys are all busy. If I show you my schedule from the moment I get up to the moment I go to sleep, people go, you don't have kids. I go, hey, I've got clients that are more, that take more time than the kids. And they're like, but the thing is, I make the time, I find the time of doing the things that's going to be most important. Because if I'm too busy running around, doing this, doing that, and I'm not doing it, and I'm not putting enough energy into filling my cup up, or I'm not growing myself, what happens is I'm doing a disjustice to my clients, to my friends, to the love I'm in my life. If I've got kids, to my kids, to my family, because I'm staying the old me. I'm taking more action, but I'm actually burning myself down. I'm actually becoming overwhelmed. I'm actually not growing. I'm taking action. And this is where most people think you are growing. You are taking action. You're doing all these things, but your programming is still the old you that's not going to support. Your thoughts are sometimes positive, sometimes negative. You are feeling the way to have that growth. You aren't having that belief system. And this is where I see people like, because, okay, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, there's an illusion you think you're growing, but you aren't. You're still the old you. And then a week down, I could say, look, in a week down, you're going to get a migraine. You're going to have a breakdown. Something's going to happen and, oh no, that's bullshit. I'm like, really? Look at your body, look at your mindset, look at the stress, look, you're about to have this, look at all these things that are happening. How can you tell me that you aren't growing? Or you are growing? So you have to look at the facts. It's like the whole thing about suicide, yeah? It's like I've had close friends that have taken their life. I've had an ex-client that, I won't get into the details of it. And you need to think about this. Are the suicide, are the rates, are they going up or are they going down? They're going up at a drastic rate. So what we're doing isn't working. Push-ups, when someone's in that dark time, is not going to save them. Growing a mustache when someone's in that dark time, I know, I've been there myself, is not going to change them. Are you okay? It's going to do, it's like going up to the street and saying to someone, if they're walking down the street, saying, hey, are you okay? But that's not going to, after that you say that and they go back to their apartment. Do you know what I mean? So we need to be getting to the root cause. And how do we get to the root cause and how are we going to change this epidemic is the individuals need to do the work. Me, you, everybody do the work. We need to change the pattern because I know myself, I live a great life. I have the tools. I've got a great family. I've got good people around me. I'm in a really nice place. When I mean place in my mind, because I do the work. I constantly, every day, I want to beat who I was yesterday. And then today, at the end of today, I'm going to prepare to be a better person tomorrow. And it's breaking the pattern of being me. What happens is we want to hold on to that and say, oh, you know what? I'm this person and fantastic. It's great. But who you are today and who you need to be tomorrow is two different people. And if you want to keep growing, then who you are today is not going to support who you need to be tomorrow. And who you were yesterday, if you want to grow today, you have to beat yesterday. And what happens is people have this illusion they think they're growing because they put up, they do a little bit of this and they do that. But the thing is, you're taking action. That action does not mean you're growing, because if you look at that's the outside world, the action. Your behaviors are a little bit improved, but what happens is because your belief system isn't going to support that, your feelings are sometimes good, sometimes bad, your thoughts sometimes positive, sometimes that, but your programming, it's the programming that is going to change that change reaction, because it's the programming of doing the daily rehearsal. My clients have got it so easy because I've given them the strategies. I've given them the success priming, the journaling, the 3 times a day reporting, the daily debriefs, the writing your life into existence. It's a proven formula. It's changed my life, saved my life. It's changed other people's lives. And if you go off that, I've given you the formula. I've given you the secret sauce. If you go from anything else, you're just distracting yourself and you're in ego and you're confusing that. Like I've learned from the best minds. Like do you know what I'm saying? It's a proven formula and you've got it set. If you do anything else, you don't want to be successful. Yeah? If you do anything else, you can add to it. But if you've got if you know how to change your life and you've got the secret sauce, then why do you want to change it? Why do you want to mix it up? Why do you want to add to it? You think about that. Yeah? And this is exactly what my coaches have said over the 12 years, over different things that you've put together. And some people go, oh, but that doesn't work for me. That doesn't, you know what? It's not about man, woman. It's not about me. It's not about black or white. It's universal law of how our mind works, and the fastest way for you to have the programming to change your pattern, to have thoughts that are going to make you feel empowered, or because you feel empowered, your belief system is going to be so on point that your behavior is going to be efficient, and then the action that you take on the outside world is going to give you the results you want, my friends. So there you go. That is my inner mind strategies of the pattern of breaking, or breaking the pattern of being yourself. And it's not saying that there's anything wrong with you. It's just about becoming a better version of you. Okay, so thanks everybody. I wanted to share that because I did wake up today and had a lot of emails and people saying, look, I'm going in the same cycle. I'm thinking that I can do it myself and I'm growing and so on, and this is not working. And it's like, well, here I've got a better solution for you. Yeah. And it has. In 2 days, there was probably about 30 people and I think it was about 6 new clients that were, they were all over the place. They were fuzzed out. And I said, hey, do this. Just trust me. Don't get caught up in anything else. Don't do anything else. Do this, and completely transform their life. They got the mindset. They're focusing on what they want. Their results are, have come in. They're getting they're feeling better. They're removing the wrong people out of their life. They're qualifying the right people. They're feeling energetically better. They've got a clear head. And you know what I say? No shit, because my coaches, I've been doing this for 12 years. Some of my coaches have been doing this for 34, 50, one of my mentors, he's 60, I think he's almost the same age as my dad, also 70, and he's been getting into the personal development game, not just even the personal development, these are the people that can really, the game changers. They've got amazing results and they've been around the world. They've got, so it's not me that's saying this, it's you've got a whole team of people. You can really see a switch in your mindset fast when you do it every day, and it's easier to get out of the negative patterns. The reach out, guys. If you have any questions about the TAR, really has helped. Awesome. And it's not, and I really appreciate that, Kate, as well. It's not just the TAR as well. It's, the daily, and Kate's part of it. She's a one-on-one advanced client and obviously a good friend. We like to, it's not just client and coach, we're friends. And I over deliver as much as I can. I know sometimes Kate messages me, it's early in the morning, it's a different time in the morning, and if I'm awake and I can help, I'll always over deliver as well. And I say to her, keep it in business hours, because otherwise I'm getting all these messages. But if I can over deliver, I'm not just here as a coach for people, I'm here as a friend. Because sometimes the coaching, some people need to have someone as a friend and that love and support. Yeah, the SP really helps. Awesome stuff. All right, take care, guys. Have an amazing day. If you want to know more about what we do, be able to break the pattern of being you, so then you can program and have new energy of becoming the best version of yourself, let me know. I'm gonna save this and actually put it on my YouTube channel. And looking forward to it. And I'm really excited as well. We're gonna be rocking it out. And guys, I'll be doing the TAR tonight. So if we want to do, if you guys want to get on to do the TAR, we can do it in the morning. It's up to you guys as well. So have an amazing day, and you are enough. And look, you have to remember this. It's the programming, it's the thoughts, it's the feeling, it's the beliefs, behaviors, and the action. People are taking action, and then their behaviors, their beliefs, their feelings, their thoughts, and the programming is not going to support who they want to be. Okay? Have an amazing day. Take care.